Alright, hello everyone. My name is Basanti. Welcome to this yoga class, and we're going to focus today on just calming the body, really nice long deep stretches, and also we want to calm the mind with a little breathing meditation. We're going to start by closing our eyes. Hands are getting heavy wherever they are, maybe on the knees or the thighs. And we keep our mouth closed and just start noticing the breath going in and out. Noticing it in the nostrils, in the back of the throat. It might be hard to notice, but there is that sensation as well. And then further down in your chest, in your rib cage, and in your stomach. I want you to keep focusing on the rise and fall, on the expansion and contraction, especially of the stomach. And we'll sit here for a little bit longer, starting to soften our face muscles, especially the jaw, that area around the eyebrows as well. Let your neck and your shoulders become loose and soft. Feel the heaviness in the arms. Hopefully the breath is softening the front of the body, our back, even down to the hips. And we let our legs get heavy and relax all the way into the toes. Now, without opening the eyes, take a deep breath in and sigh out. And again, deep breath in. And one more time. And you can still keep the eyes closed and slowly drop your right ear to the right shoulder and roll the chin to the chest, and then roll the head up and drop the left ear to the left shoulder. And roll the chin to the chest. Raise the head again and keep your spine straight. We'll do that same thing again. So back is nice and straight as we take a deep breath in. And exhale, drop your right ear to the right shoulder. Shoulders stay relaxed. Slide that left shoulder down in particular to feel the stretch more. And then take another deep breath in. And on the exhale, roll the chin slowly down to the chest. And on your next inhale, straighten the head. Good. Do the other side, take a deep breath in. And exhale, drop your left ear to the left shoulder. Slide the shoulders down, especially that right shoulder, for a deeper stretch in the side here. Inhale all the way. And on your exhale, roll the chin very slowly down to the chest. You've got time here. And then take a moment to round your back, shoulders come forwards, you drop the head, take it lower. And on an inhale, we're going to raise the head again and straighten our back. And we're going to roll our shoulders to the back. Hands can stay where they are, starting to roll into the shoulders. While we're here, we keep focusing on our breath. aware of slow, deep breaths going all the way into the belly. And we change the direction of those rolls, taking the shoulders forwards and back. And we relax and shrug the shoulders a few times. Good. From here, we're going to interlock the hands behind us. So if you're not quite sure what we're doing, I'll turn around and you can open your eyes, but you can keep them closed if you're comfortable there. Roll your shoulders to the back and then raise your arms, trying to straighten the arms and raising them as high as you can. Stay comfortable, don't overdo anything. I'd much rather you're comfortable and you start to feel that warmth and that stretch creep up than torture yourself here. And because the breath is very indicative of how we're feeling and whether we're going too far, let's breathe deep breaths into the body here. And with the eyes still closed, if that's comfortable, raise your chin. This doesn't have to be much, but you can really stretch the throat if you like. Try keeping the shoulders from rising up, just squeezing them and raising the hands. You should start feeling really warm now in the arms and shoulders. Let's stay here for a little bit longer. I'm with you. I know that doesn't have to be entirely comfortable here, but just make sure you're not in pain. Discomfort can just be that feeling of a deep stretch. Pain is not what we want. And we're holding for about 1.5 minutes just to make sure that we're really softening the muscle, that we're stretching deeply enough, and also going into our connective tissue, our fascia. Deep breaths into the body, chest, rib cage, stomach, expand and contract. On your next exhale, slowly bring the hands down. Drop the chin to the chest, but keep your spine straight otherwise. Slowly open the eyes and straighten the head. And we come onto all fours from here. Making sure that the knees are about hip distance apart. So bring them just underneath the hips. Not further back, not further forwards. And the hands come underneath the shoulders. Now you can close the eyes again here. So don't get used to what you're seeing around you. Stay with your body and start moving into your body in any way that feels comfortable. We'll all have done different things today. We'll all have slept differently. So just see what your body needs and how you'd like to stretch. If you need inspiration, you can of course look, but chances are you won't need that, because your body will tell you how you'd like to stretch. But everything's allowed here. Any small movement, any deep movement, anything that feels comfortable to you. And we slowly make our way back into Padmanasana, so that position on all fours here. Inhale, arch your back and look up. Exhale, round your back, drop the head. So what we want here is to let the breath guide the movement, inhaling and adjusting the movement to an arched back, exhaling, adjusting the movement to a rounded back. that's why your eyes are closed, so you can really just listen to your breath. One last time, arching and rounding the back. And then we slowly bring our feet together and the knees about mat distance apart. Push your hips back, reach the arms to the front. Drop your chest and maybe the chin or the forehead on the ground. Make that dependent on how low you are here. If the chest is on the ground, it'll probably be comfortable to just release the chin. If you're a bit higher here and the forearms are touching the ground, but otherwise you're away from the ground, just release the forehead onto the ground. Let yourself get heavy here. And we take a few deep breaths, not just into the belly, but into the back. So if you had your hands here on your back, if you want, you can do that, but just if it's comfortable, you will feel some movement here from the breath as well. And I want us to feel that movement in the body. Feel that expansion of the lower back. And we take a last deep breath in. On the exhale, we tap the chin under, we round our back and come to sit on the heels. And because that's not comfortable for everyone, we're not going to stay here. We're going to walk our hands forwards. And we're going to straighten the right leg away from us. Toes on the ground, push the heel away from you. Check on the hands, fingers spread wide. Check on the arms and shoulders here. So we're very engaged in our whole body. Good, now from here, slide that left foot out and turn open towards the right. Raise the right arm, look up to the ceiling. Deep breaths. And on your next exhale, take that right arm all the way over to the front, open the palm to the ceiling, look to your hand. From here, release. And we come back onto all fours. Same on the other side. Send that left leg away from you. Toes on the ground, heel pushes to the back. Take your time with pushing that heel really strongly to the back because it's going to really be felt in the back of the leg. So you want to stretch into the hamstring and calf here, but you want to make sure you do it kindly and just as a little bit of a warm-up here. Longer holds to follow. Good. Shoulders still strong. We're going to send that right leg to the right now and open up to the left. So coming onto the inner edge of the left foot here, raising the left arm, hips nice and high, our body's in a straight line as much as we can manage. And on an exhale, we can reach that left arm over to the front, open the palm to the ceiling, look to the hand. Now be aware that you might feel tension here in your neck. So don't look somewhere where things are getting too much for you, where you're tensing up your neck muscles. That's not the idea of a yoga class. And we'll take a last deep breath in. And exhale as we come back onto all fours. Very good. Now from here, inhale, arch your back and look up. Exhale, round your back, drop the head, tuck the toes under and raise the knees off the ground. Feel that strength in the arms and shoulders. And take a few deep breaths here, all the way into the belly. slowly release your knees on the next exhale. Good. And then bring your legs a little bit further away so that the knees are further than your hips, no longer underneath the hips. Good. Tuck the toes under. Tilt your pelvis, so arch your back again. And then from here, let your chest drop just in between the hands and release the chin to the ground. Now squeeze your shoulder blades here. You can even come onto your fingertips to squeeze the shoulder blades more, to push the elbows further towards each other. And take nice deep breaths into the belly and into the lower back. Got a lovely little arch here. It shouldn't be too deep. If it is, send the knees a little bit further away from you. If you can't feel enough, bring the knees further in towards you. Now from here, come all the way onto the front of the body. Another little back bend. Hands firmly onto the ground. So the hands should be right next to the chest. We keep squeezing the shoulder blades and pushing the elbows in towards us. And we raise the chest off the ground in a mini cobra or bhujangasana. We can go further here, but we're going to stay here for a moment. Raise the hands. Good. Really feel the shoulder blades push towards each other. Keep the feet firmly on the ground. And then release the hands again, and on an inhale, push yourself higher, but keep your arms bent. So the elbows are pushing in towards us, and the elbows and the shoulders don't slide up. That's the two things we want to be mindful of here. And then we want to be mindful of the breath. So nice, slow breaths all the way into the body. If you're quite high, you might want to look up to the ceiling. Feel your belly, feel your back. You take a deep breath in. On your exhale, push your hips to the back. Now knees together as you come into child's pose. We had them apart earlier. Now just together as you drop down, and allow yourself to gently round the back and stretch the spine. So this is a very gentle round because we don't want to decompress too slowly. Just let that work on you. See how that feels, how your lower back is feeling right now. And then slowly round your back and come up. Very good. We're going to step our right foot to the outside of the right hand, and we let that left leg come a little bit further towards the back if we can. Just coming into a deep lunge here. Some of you might be able to come onto your forearms here for a deeper stretch if that's necessary. We can stay on the hands and get enough of a stretch as well. Try and stay really nice and soft here in the right leg, especially the inner thigh, but also here in the left leg. You'll feel that. Just really go down all the way here as well, especially if you're sending that left leg far away from you. And we'll only go a little bit deeper. We're going to add a twist. You can bring your right hand onto the right knee and push the knee out and twist from here. If you like, and only if that's comfortable, you can come onto the outer edge of the right foot and push out. And while you do that, be aware that if you do, your left hip wants to drop a little bit. You want to prevent that left hip from doing that. You want to keep the hips as aligned as possible. And just look to the back here in your twist. So that's where we're going. Right hip pushes down, right shoulder pushes to the back. if you were on your forearms before, you can stay on your forearm. I haven't showed that now, but if you were coming from here, it is of course fine to twist from here as well. And in all longer holds, but actually just in general, we should not feel pain. That's a given. But longer holds in particular, I want you to start from 5 out of 10 sensation-wise, round about that. Can be 4, can be 6. It's hard to tell sometimes. But that's what we're looking for, because as we're holding, that sensation is going to intensify, of course. So you want to make sure that you're really comfortable at the beginning, so that you're intensifying from there. Not by pushing, but just by staying. Good, now slowly release. And bring your foot back, the whole sole of the foot. And then nice and slowly, because we've stayed for a while, push your hips to the back. Stretch into your right hamstring now, straightening that right leg as much as you can. And push towards the back here. Head can drop. Good. And then keep your left hand where it is and raise your right arm, twisting again. If you need a micro bend or a deep bend in your right leg, that's absolutely fine. Don't overstretch. Just stay and hold. And we slowly release. Bring that hand back down. And from here, bring your right knee back to the left. Push your hips to the back. Take a little rest in child's pose. We slowly come up, rounding the back onto all fours. And from here, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand and send that right leg further away. So this is of course optional. You might feel yourself being stretched enough here. Just as far as is comfortable for you. Feel that stretch in the front of the right leg. Feel the stretch in the left inner thigh. And the outside of the leg as well in your hip here. Again, we can stay on our hands or we come down onto the forearms. And we just let that stretch intensify just by itself. So time is our intensity here. We're not pushing our hips any lower. We're not going to get frustrated if we can't go as deep as we think we should. Our bodies are all different, and even our bodies are different at any given day, any given time. So we'll just take our body as it is today. If we're a little bit tighter today, that's fine. We'll stretch just where our body needs it right now. And again, either on the hands or on the forearm, we're going to bring that left hand onto the knee and push it out as we twist. Now if you want to, you can come onto the outer edge of the foot. That's not necessary for everyone. It won't be comfortable for everyone. So don't do anything that feels uncomfortable here. Just gently twist. Maybe looking to the back, depending only on how far you're twisting. So if your twist is just a tiny one, don't overstretch your neck muscles in any way just because you think you should be looking to the back. There's no right or wrong here. You're just taking it according to how far, how deep you're twisting. and how your neck muscles are feeling. And being on the hand again is just as fine as being on the forearm. The twist will be different, but everything here is going to be slightly different. It's just about the sensations that we feel here. Again, make sure that the left hip is pushing down, the right hip isn't just dropping down. You feel a deep, deep stretch here in the left hip. That's probably the deepest sensation you can feel in this posture, but if you feel a deeper sensation somewhere else, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just our body, skeletal structures, and our anatomy. Just a little bit longer on the hand, on the forearm, on the sole of the foot or on the lateral edge of the foot. Keep taking deep breaths. Good. Now slowly release. Hand comes back down. Both hands are back on the ground. And we slowly bring our left sole of the foot back onto the ground. Good. From here, push into the hands. Raise the hips. Take your time. We've stayed for a while. Don't rush anything. Hips push to the back, and we try to straighten the left leg only as much as is comfortable for us. We might give up when that leg is still very much bent, and that's fine. Again, you've got the option of coming down onto the forearms, but you don't have to. Wherever you are, even if you're on your forearms, you can do this twist with that right forearm still on the ground. Breathe in, raise the left arm, look up to the sky. And we're going to push into that hand or forearm, making sure that we're not sinking into our shoulder. It's nice and far away here, ear from shoulder. Again, check on your neck muscles. If it's uncomfortable to look up towards the ceiling, maybe just look to the side, maybe even look down to the ground. Just see what's best for you. Take a last deep breath in. And exhale, bring that hand down. And send your left leg to the back. One more time, we'll come into child's pose, dropping the head and letting ourselves get heavy. And again from here, round your back, come up onto all fours, and then bring your hands a little bit further forwards than your shoulders. Tuck the toes under and raise your hips, straighten the legs. And we should be warm here in the hamstrings and calves, but give yourself a few moments here to walk the heels into the mat, just to make sure that is actually the case and we're warm enough. Then once you are comfortable here in the backs of the legs, push the heels down towards the ground, making sure that if there has to be space, there stays that space. We're not overstretching, and we can keep our legs a little bent as well if we want. And then push the hands into the ground, push the shoulders towards the back, stretching out here. So that ideally from our hands to our tailbone, we can see one straight line.
Good, and we're going to take a deep breath in from here, raising the right leg, pointing our toes. Now flex your foot and drop the heel. You'll feel that in your quad here in the front of the thigh. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, look to the hands. Bring that right knee towards the right hand, and send that right foot a little bit further to the left side. And then sink your hips down, aligning the hips. Now I've got a block here. I've also got loads of books. If you've got something like that lying around and you need it to support your right hip here to be able to align the hips a little bit more, then go ahead, just stick some form of prop underneath your right hip if you need to, and make sure the hips are aligned. Now for those who have got open hips, you'll be able to bring that foot much further forwards, but you don't have to. So really just make sure you're comfortable here. That's all it is. We want to try and be straight in the spine. That doesn't mean that your shoulders have to be above the hips. That is quite deep. But it means that if we're somewhere here, we're not rounding the back and just dropping everything. We push into the hands, straighten the arms, straighten the torso. And the further in we come, the more we'll feel that pinch in our lower back. Good, now from here, bring yourself forwards, and then bring that right arm as far to the left as you can, and bring that left arm as far to the right as you can. Crossing the arms in front of you like that, left arm in front, drop your head. And if it's comfortable, turn the head to the left. Let the hands relax, let the arms relax. Keep the shoulders soft. We very slowly slide that left arm back, slide the right arm back, and bring the hands onto the ground so we can push ourselves back up. Great, and from here we're going to send that leg to the back, come onto all fours and back into our inverted V shape. Walk it out, but if you feel like it's helpful to just shake it off here, then that's fine as well. So just do whatever you need to do to get comfortable in that right leg. And then slowly come back into a static Parvatasana mountain pose. So both heels pushing down again. Pelvis tilts so that that tailbone goes up towards the ceiling, and we build a straight line from tailbone to fingertips. Or to wrists, I should say, really. Good. Now from here, take a deep breath in and raise the left leg, pointing the toes, stretching it out. That should feel really nice. Good. Now flex your foot and drop the heel to the buttocks. The idea is, of course, that we're keeping the knee high. That might be too much for the hips. It might be too much for the quad to really push that heel deep into the buttocks, but we do as much as we can here, and we hold. Keep pushing your shoulders to the back as well. Don't let yourself come forwards here. And then take another deep breath in. On the exhale, let the knee come forwards. Knee to left hand, foot towards the right side of the mat, and we send our leg to the back.
Again, you might be really tight, you might feel like that foot is closer towards your pubic bone than the right side of the mat. That's fine. That's what we've got a prop for, so use it if you need it. And can be something much smaller than a brick as well. So yeah, small books will do the trick as well. Again, making sure that no matter where you are, you're proud and strong in your upper body. And we take a few deep breaths here. Good, now very slowly come forwards. Starting with the right arm, bring that right arm as far over to the left. Bring that left arm over to the right. And drop the head. And if it's comfortable, turn the head to the left. I think I did this wrong, so right arm in front this time. I did it wrong, you probably did it completely right. We're just gonna relax here, you can close the eyes. Let that stretch from the shoulder down into the arm, maybe into the fingertips. And observe your breath, it should still flow freely here. Even if we're slightly constricting here, we're not opening up the front of the upper body. Breath should flow just as it did before. And we slowly release. Right hand comes back, left hand comes back. And then from here, open up to the right, bring that right leg to the front, bring the left leg to the front, and allow yourself a few little shakes here, because you might need that. Maybe go into your ankles a bit, into your toes, just move in any way that's comfortable. And then bring your knees in towards you as you come onto your back. Gently lying here and feeling your body get heavy. And feel that connection of the whole back and the ground, so there's no space underneath the lower back. There's no sign of the bony part of the shoulder blades, it's just softness in the upper back. And we can close the eyes. And now from here, bring that right knee on top of the left, and maybe that right foot can come underneath the left leg again. It's not necessary. Now raise the arms and send that left foot to the right side of the mat. Bring your hips over to the right side as well, but keep your shoulders where they are. And we're going to drop our knees to the left and turn our head to the right. Now that right shoulder might want to rise, but we'll keep it grounded, and we adjust to wherever we are comfortable. So if it was too much for you to have the hips on the right, bring them back to the left. If you want to deepen, push them further to the right. Get comfortable here, because we'll stay for a couple of minutes. And comfort means let that time that we're spending in this pose be the intensity of the stretch. Not you yourself pushing yourself into the posture that you think you need to hold. Just close the eyes here. Head turns to the right, so we're stretching into the left side of the neck. And we'll breathe into the body. We feel the breath in the right side, in our lower back, probably the hip, maybe the right butt cheek. Check that your breath flows freely. And then take a last deep breath in. On your exhale, very slowly, you've got time, raise the knees. Come onto your back again. Adjust the hips so you're back in the center of the mat and hug both knees in towards you. Feel that release in your lower back. Eyes can stay closed. And bring the left knee on top of the right. Left foot maybe underneath the right leg. Arms go back up. And we walk our hips and our right foot over to the left. Foot close in towards us if we can. From here, take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, drop your knees to the right. Turn the head to the left. Take a few moments here. Really take your time. You know we're spending a while here. So make sure that's comfortable for you. If the feet, the knees, the hips have to adjust in any way, do that before you get comfortable here. Because then we're going to try and stay in this pose, not moving, just observing the movement of the breath, but staying in that pose, quite static for the remainder of our time here. With those longer holds, that's how we're deepening, how we're going into our fascia as well. They're often the reason why we're tight. It's not just muscle tightness. It's the fascia, the connective tissue, that needs to be stretched as well. Breathing into the left side of the body, into your back and into your abdomen. Just a few more breaths here. And take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, release, raising the knees, bringing the buttocks back onto the ground. And then one by one, hug your knees in towards you. And rock from side to side. And find a stillness in this pose. Just find stillness here. Breathing slowly, without any rush. Without any constriction. And without opening the eyes, just stretch the arms and legs away from you. Open the palms to the ceiling. And observe your breath. Feel the connection of the back of the head and the ground. Feel your head get heavy. Feel the rise and fall of the stomach, rib cage and chest. Feel the movement in your back as you breathe in and out. Let the arms get heavy. Let the legs get heavy. Fingers and toes soft. Hands and feet relaxed. Feel the softness in your pelvis, your hips. And remember that softness of the body. Slowly start moving into your fingers and toes, your hands, feet, ankles, wrists. And stretch out the arms over the head, point your toes, point your fingers, stretch into your whole body. And slowly bring the feet in towards you and come onto the right side of the body. No need to open the eyes, and stay here for a moment, comfortable with that head on your arm. And when we're ready, we slowly open the eyes, come up to seated. Just sitting comfortably, doesn't matter how, just make sure you're straight in the spine, you can breathe into your belly. And we take a deep breath in and raise the arms and look up. And we breathe out and bring the hands to the heart center. Thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you soon.